Hey guys, well, I need to post something on YouTube. Something's really irritating me. Earlier today, while I was at work, I was on my Facebook, which I always do, and some Jehovah's Witnesses posted something that really irritates me. Now, it's called Jehovah's Trumpet. Shunning makes us joyful. Now, I just want you just to listen what they said. And I didn't read all three other examples. I read two of them, but I'm going to read all three of them. And you're going to see how disturbing these Jehovah's Witnesses organization does to people. So just listen. I'm just going to read it. Friends, we are the happiest people on earth because of the true worship. And this includes the practice of shunning our closest loved ones. The world tried to shame us because of our loyalty. Apostates feed the prosecution by presenting facts about the damage shunning inflicts. They make YouTube videos, write blogs, and tweet about their so-called pain. We must resist the facts and see this through the eyes of the society and Jehovah. If we do not reject those that leave Jehovah, they may present us with information that could stumble us. Sadly, some true Christians have felt ashamed of this important aspect of our spirituality. This is to be expected. Some also felt ashamed that Charles Taze Russell based the 1914 prophecy on pyramid measurements. However, this shame was replaced with joy when the prophecy turned out to be biblically and historically accurate. So we see how having faith in Jehovah's organization, even when it's uncomfortable, will always turn out well. Jehovah's Trumpet asks three faithful servants of Jehovah how they find joy and pride in shunning. Sister Link tells us about her mother. This is going to get really disturbing. This is a little article of the story. I found it very difficult to shun my mother at first. My sister was no help. She was never baptized, so she disobediently chose not to shun our mother. She often tried to shame me by reminding me of all the sacrifices our mother has made for us. She would bring up fond memories of her childhood with my mother, and I admit it pulled at my misdirected heart strings. How could I both honor my mother and shun her? I spoke to the elders and made it a matter of prayer. I came to understand that my sister did not understand love and loyalty, and she was twisting things to make me look like an inappropriate and unloving daughter. The elders assured me that the best way I could prove my love for my mother was to completely reject her along with her wicked course. So I resolved in my heart that I would not make not one unnecessary phone call, write one letter, or share one meal with my mother. It was a great relief. Sometimes the hardest part is just making the wholehearted decision to be obedient. Let me continue. You are a fine example for the friends, Sister Link. How did Jehovah bless your efforts? Then, of course, it showed the picture of this woman. Soon after, I firmly decided to be obedient to Jehovah by rejecting my mother. The opportunity to pioneer opened up. Clearly, Jehovah was rewarding me for passing this very difficult test. I'm proud to say that I shunned my mother for the next 20 years and didn't even speak to her while she was dying. Shunning her proved to be rejection in the end. As my mother's health failed, my godless sister had to disrupt her own life to care for our mother. I was not obligated to do so and was able to continue pioneering through the entire process. May we all endeavor to show faith like Sister Link. Now, consider Brother Thomas's example. He showed similar faith when he evicted his disfellowshipped pregnant daughter from his home. Here we go. It was a difficult decision. I always had a special bond with my daughter, and I felt unnaturally protective of her. This wasn't my first test, but they don't get easier. 5 years previously, she had come to me with allegations that a ministerial servant had touched her inappropriately. He immediately went to the elders, but we didn't have 2 witnesses. I confess, I wanted to punch the brothers in the face, but Jehovah's laws never hurt us. I resolved in my heart to leave it to Jehovah's hands. Unfortunately, my daughter couldn't seem to move past it. I counseled her often on the rage she displayed when she would come in contact with that brother, but I couldn't reach her heart. When he was appointed as an elder, she began a course of rebelliousness that culminated in her unwedded pregnancy. Then it shows a picture of him and her daughter when she was about maybe 1 year old. The article continues. I wanted to care for her because she was not fully prepared to live on her own, but I also had to be an example to my wife, son, and the congregation. So I made her leave. I was further tested when I got word that she was homeless for a time, but I remained firm. I never forgot that I had the responsibility of teaching my son how to be a good father. It's been some years, and I'm proud to say that I never met my worldly son-in-law or either of my 2 grandchildren. My daughter stubbornly refuses to allow her mother and me to visit her children unless we also visit her. It devastates both of us that she can be so unreasonable and disrespectful to us, but Jehovah gives us strength. Satan has tested you severely, Brother Thomas, but you persevered. we are certain that Jehovah will bless you forever. Now, I'm not going to read the third story, but if you heard this, can you be any more pathetic? You think that we, those who left the religion, those who are mentally diseased apostates, that we just want to sit there and go on Facebook and degrade all of you? What do you expect? You know what? I'm going to give you an example, and I've already mentioned this up, but I'm going to mention it again since this brought up the second article about the daughter. My little brother Benjamin, again, lives less than a mile away from his house. He has a son and a daughter, again, who I've never met. Very obviously, it's not even about that I talk bad about the truth, because I don't talk bad about the truth. Maybe in their eyes they think that I am, but I'm just telling the truth. How bad, how evil, how devastated, how gross, how disgusting this religion does to people. You know what? Again, they want to announce and tell the whole world how we're so evil incarnate, mentally diseased apostates. They frequently talk about calling us apostates. But then if we say one tiny comment about them being following a cult or they're liars or hypocrites, they freak out, deny it, saying we do not follow a cult. We are not liars. We're just trying to follow the Bible. Bullshit. Did I cuss? I sure did. Because it irritates the hell out of me. Because I have to know and hear this kind of crap. Knowing that my mom still follows this religion. My little brother, what a jackass. Same thing as his wife. You know what? Earlier today, I'll admit it, this happened today. I drove by my old place where I live at now after I dropped off some students. A bus was empty. So on the way back to base, I drove by my place and my little brother, which is less than a mile away. And guess who was there? Bingo! It was Courtney's little mommy, Vicky. I stopped. I stood right in front of her, in front of my bus. And she looked at me like, oh my God, oh my God. I looked at her. I waved at her. I very politely even looked at her and said, oh, there's Vicky Lewis. They have that look like, oh my God, he's so mentally diseased. Oh, has tuberculosis or something contagious. Oh my God. Well, again, if you want to talk stupid, how could I be mentally diseased when, as a school bus driver, we have random drug tests? I haven't failed yet. You have to pee in a cup. We have to do a lot of other things too. And if I was mentally diseased, you think I would have passed? See, that's just talking evil. We all know they're not being literal, but they're being mentally diseased. So, I just want to say this chaps my ass knowing this is what I have to hear this. How could anyone post something about those two articles, about this whole shunning thing? I guarantee you this. They'll deny this, but I guarantee you this. My mom is not happy. You know what? She moved just recently, just the end of last year 2013. She finally, after more than 56 years, she finally left Arizona and moved into Colorado. I don't think she did that just for the hell of it. She had some issues. Just like my brother's first wedding, first wife. Do you think she's happy knowing that she can never speak to me again? No, she's not happy. Nice try. So don't even try to pull that crap. Because again, I'm not trying to brag, but I'm doing pretty well off since I've been gone 10 years as a ex-Jehovah's Witness. I'm now getting over $19 an hour as a school bus driver. How much does she have? A hell of a lot less than I do. And I'm not trying to talk bad about my mom, but I'm just trying to prove a point. I'm doing really well right now. Yes, it might be challenging driving a bus, but we all do. But I'm getting good pay now. Found God, found a great church, And that's all it is. I don't even follow a religion. I don't call my church a religion. I call it just trusting and believing in Jesus. That's all it is, because the Bible clearly states that if you just believe in God, or if you believe in Jesus, or believe in Christ, you're protected. So this kind of crap that the Jehovah's Witnesses pull is unacceptable. So I'm done with this right now. I've been filming for 15 minutes. I'm done. I'm going to calm down and watch Young and the Restless. See ya.